I keep seeing headlines about the loneliness epidemic and how an increasing number of Americans say that they are lonely or don't have any friends. And apparently, if that wasn't depressing enough, loneliness can actually have a negative impact on your physical health too. While I don't necessarily feel lonely, in fact, I'm lucky enough to feel quite the opposite, I'm occasionally hit with a pang of sadness when I think about the fact that many of my friendships are long distance. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, lived in Seattle for a year, and then moved to Boston for college. And since many folks come to Boston for college and then leave afterwards, a lot of my friends who used to live in Boston no longer do. Some of them even live in different countries. As I've thought more and more about what I want my life to look like as I age, I've always returned to the people around me. I didn't come from a large family, well, at least my adoptive family isn't super big, and I don't have any siblings. So I've always had to look outward for my community. And even though I'm partnered, my friends will always be one of the most, if not the most, important parts of my life. So I say all of this to welcome you to another series that's dedicated to my friends and all of the wonderful people in my life. Now that I have the time, flexibility, and most importantly, money, I'm going to be making more of an effort to visit my friends who live in other cities while continuing to nurture my friendships in Boston. Some of these videos may feel like lackluster travel vlogs, but that's in part by design. The focus of these specific trips are to visit and spend time with my friends first and sightsee second. So, without further ado, please enjoy a short vlog from my recent trip to visit my bestie, Miss Kaylin, in Chicago. Made it to Chicago yesterday. I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time in Chicago, and so far it's been really nice. The weather's been great. It has been a little cold, I'm not gonna lie. Right now Kaylin's at work, so I'm just at her apartment. I also need to TA for a class that'll be starting, and then both of us are gonna go to one of her friends' places for dinner tonight, so I'm really excited. Good morning. Today I have a couple meetings with my committee members. So I have one with my chair in about 26 minutes. And then I have one with one of my external committee members in after that. Kaylin has work meetings as well. So I think we're going to probably leave here around 2, 3, and we'll go downtown today. So it'll be a nice kind of outing. Maybe while Kaylin's doing her work meetings, I'll try and get some grading done because all the papers I have to grade are due on Saturday. So I'm gonna try and finish those up so that I can just enjoy tonight and tomorrow before I have to leave. But yeah, I'm excited to see downtown Chicago. on the bus to go back to Kaylin's apartment, we happened to see an advertisement for an architecture tour. So, on a whim, we hopped off the bus and bought tickets for their last one of the evening. This tour was on the water and you could sit above on the deck or inside if it was too cold, though I definitely recommend sitting on top because you get the full experience that way. There were also drinks on board for purchase, but Kaylin and I didn't buy any, so I can't really speak to the quality. But we were able to see lots of different styles of buildings. Apparently, I like the brutalist style of architecture and get a little bit of a history lesson on how many of these buildings came to be. These were the corn buildings and were designed to be like individual cities in one building. They also have bubblers underneath that help keep the water from freezing during the winter. So if you have a boat, as I'm sure many of us do, this is a great building to be in because you can store your boat there in the winter.
Find a light show on this entire face of the merchandise mart. It's completely free. It goes on for about 30 minutes. They play it on a loop until around 8:30 at night.
And this is apparently the tallest building designed by a woman. I think it was also brutalist style or maybe a blend because of the softer lines, but don't quote me on that. Overall, I definitely recommend this tour. We loved our guide, learned a lot, and it was really pretty at night because you could see everything lit up.